YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Nigel coming back at y'all with yet another video. And yes, you saw the title. Today we're going to be talking about how to get bigger calves. Let's go. Before we even get into this video, I want y'all to know the real reason why we making it. Y'all see these? I need some bigger calves too. So let's actually figure out how we can actually get bigger calves. Now there's a big misconception surrounding calves and if you can actually grow them. I know I myself suffer from false information which led me to stop training calves for a little bit. Man, but we all know people who come fresh out the womb with huge calves. What are you talking about? Now I can totally agree with that statement. So let's actually look at the facts. So there's two things that determine the shape of your calf and why people struggle. The first thing is exercise, which is something that you can control. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later down in the video. And the second thing is your genetics. Now, for the people who have bigger calves, usually these are the people who have a small Achilles tendon. Because they have a small Achilles tendon, your calf muscles are going to have to go further down your leg, which makes it appear a little bit bigger and why some people are born with quote unquote bigger calves. The second camp is the people with smaller calves and they usually have a long tendon like myself. When you have a long tendon, your calf muscle is going to sit a lot higher because it doesn't have to extend as far down your leg to actually meet your tendon. And it will lead you to have a little bit more defined of a calf, but it will look smaller. And there is nothing you can do to change the size of your tendon. Man, cut the BS. Is there any hope for us long tendons? Yes, there's hope for y'all long tendons. So let's look at the most optimal way to train your calves. So the first thing we need to know is the position of the calf raise when you're actually doing this. You can usually do this in a seated position or a standing position. Now your calf muscle is made up of two major muscle groups, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Now the gastrocnemius is responsible for ankle plantar flexion and is also somewhat responsible for knee flexion. And because it crosses the knee, it is usually targeted better than the soleus when you're doing a standing calf raise. And the second muscle group, as I stated, is the soleus. Now the soleus is also responsible for ankle plantar flexion, but unlike the gastroc, it does not cross the knee. So it is better isolated when you're doing a seated calf raise. Because each of these muscles are targeted at different positions, it is highly recommended when you want to grow bigger calves to not miss out on any of these muscles and hit seated and standing calf raises. And also, it's very important to note that when you're training either of these in the standing or seated position, that you're not bouncing the weight around. You do not want your momentum doing all the work for you. What I like to do is squeeze at the top about 2 to 3 seconds, and then I let the weight lower very slowly. A lot of times you'll see people in the gym constantly just bouncing the weight up and down. You're not doing anything for your calves. If you really want to grow your calves, make sure you get that really good muscle contraction and that'll help you make them grow. Okay, cool. I got all that. But tell me, man, what's the best workouts for your calf? Okay, so the first one and the most effective workout is the donkey calf raise. Sorry guys, I don't have any footage on this. You will not catch me bent over in the gym. But if you're serious about your actual calf gains, this is the best workout that you can do. And there's a couple reasons why. The first reason is when you're angling your body forward and you're resting your arms on some type of support, you can usually load a lot more weight because you have a stable base. And the second reason is if you're standing on something, you're going to have a lot easier time getting a higher range of motion, which will lead to stimulation and overall more calf growth. The second workout is the standing calf raise. Now you can do this in a couple of variations. They have the regular body weight standing one, they have the single leg, and they have the weighted one. My favorite has to be the one where I use the leg press machine because as long as your legs are extended, you're still going to be training your gastrocnemius. But just like with any other muscle group, when you're training your calves, you're going to focus on progressive overload, which is why I suggest doing something with weights because it makes it a lot easier to just add weight when your calves are like a little bit less challenged than if you're doing some body weight exercise. It's kind of hard to gain weight and get heavier. Y'all know what I'm saying. And the third workout is the seated calf raise. If you don't have this in your gym, I apologize, but just like the standing calf raise, you can use this with progressive overload. Just keep on adding weight. The same principles apply. Don't bounce the weight. Make sure you squeeze at the top. Usually when you're training your calves, you want to stay between the 10 to 30 rep range. And of course, focus on progressive overload and your muscles will end up growing. And even if you decide that you don't care about the size of your calves, it's still something that you should look into for performance benefits. Having stronger calves are known to strengthen your ankles and your feet, improve overall speed, and also improve your joint health. So go out there, bend over, and do some of them donkey calf raises. But I'm sure if you want to increase your calf strength and size, you want to know how long it takes to build muscle. So you want to check out how long it takes to build muscle, click this video right here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.